As long as it doesn't mess up when I start recording. Oh, we don't have an intro, do we? Hi! It's on Smite, episode 302, and I'm Brandt.
I'm Rajon.
I'm Alice.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Bitburner.
And we're here to talk about Smite. So first, I want to know...
Hey guys, what's
cracking?
Gotta love that one. So what's cracking? We'll start with Joe.
Let's see. When I originally posted this note last week, I was so close to a Diamond Ymir, and I managed to get my Diamond Ymir. So Diamond Ymir has landed. That is my second Diamond God, and I am currently one God away from a 50 mastery level. So that makes me happy.
50, yay! I got 50 today.
Congrats. Yeah.
Nice.
I didn't know you hit 50 a day. I think I heard you say something about that, but I didn't really register.
Well, I've been trying
to... You got your icon. I didn't know that you really...
It's the clan stuff. It's like... you got to push that now, right?
Definitely some incentive there.
Make you play more.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I did. Continue on, sir.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, and that's pretty much it. I mean...
Oh, well, okay. Let's move on. Next.
Gee, God.
Next.
Sorry.
Anyone else? We'll go Bitburner.
Yeah, what's up?
What's cracking?
Hey, I'm number one in the clan right now.
Yes, that's right. You
Ooh.
You want to skip?
Took 2 minutes for that little factoid to come out.
Poor Jason's been playing so much lately, and then you just trump him like that.
Yeah, I've just been working on leveling up like my Neath. And that's about it, really. Just trying to play. I've been playing like crap, to be honest. I don't know why. It's just whenever there's a change, whenever there's a patch, it takes me a while to like get used to the balances that have all changed. It's so, it upsets everything. You can kind of feel it. I don't know. I've talked about this before. Like you can feel things sometimes when you play. It's more of a feeling, like how long it's going to take to do something, and then that changes. It really can mess things up.
Oh yeah.
Like you think I can with this build right here, and this build that they have, I should be able to poke him this many times, and he'll have this much damage. And then when that doesn't happen, you're like, oh crap! I need to redo the math or whatever. Because that's not the same anymore, And there's so much of that going on when they make so many changes. It's like, I don't even want to try to look at and figure out the math and all of that stuff behind it,
Absolutely. So I'm like that too, actually. But I haven't been playing much, truth be told. Sorry to interrupt you, but...
No, go tell us about.
I finally hit Mastery 9 with Kukulkan, so I'm slowly getting there to my first one. But it's study week, so I'm like, I want it so bad, but I don't have it yet.
Yeah, we need more clan honor from you, Alice. So
I know.
We need to get in a few more games this week if you could. Thanks, and file your TPS reports.
Yeah.
You're horrible. Go away.
Sorry.
Okay, what about Rajon?
Well, there's a few things. Odin is definitely the new Ares for me. Just tonight, I completed my 120th match with him, and I have the same kind of win rate with him as I have with Ares, just slightly above, actually. Really love those Odin bombs. Definitely getting good with them. Almost Mastery 6 now, so having a lot of fun with that. And I had what has to be a couple of the craziest matches lately. And the first thing I'm going to do is publicly call out shame on clan M0NK, which is, I believe, supposed to be clan Monk. This is coming from an assault match I was in. And right off the bat, about a minute in, these three guys on the other team, one by one, all disconnect because they got stuck with gods they didn't like, and we were wrecking them right off the bat, and they just quit. So all three of them bailed, leaving their team 2 against 5. And I'm going to give kudos to the other two guys, the ones that stayed. They did not give up. They fought hard. Even 5v2, or 2v5, they managed to kill me 3 times. Of course, I was playing Anubis, so that's not entirely difficult. But yeah, that really drove me nuts. And then Brandt and Bitburner and I had a great match, 3v3. Was it last night or the night before?
Oh, yeah.
We started off. It was definitely a rough start.
I think it's one of the first matches I've actually hit F6 in.
Yeah, at least when we're a 3-person group.
And I almost gave up. I almost gave up there, but then I'm like, yeah, let's just stick it out.
Well, I think what it was is once we figured out that Sylvanas was mage build instead of tank build.
Yeah, that's really kind of
yeah, then we really changed up how we were approaching those 3, and it was a crazy comeback. It was still, I think at the end, it was 22 to 26 kills, so they still outkilled us. And they almost, I mean, what was our Titan down to at that one point? It must have been 5%, but we managed to pull it out. I did a backdoor Odin bomb to finish off their Titan, and yeah, awesome. It was a great match. So it's a bit of a lesson on don't hit that F6 button too quickly, Brandt.
There was a clutch play underneath the Phoenix too, where I was at a sliver. There were 2 people on me. One was at a sliver, and I popped my Aegis, and they sat there a little bit longer. And then right as I come out, I actually got some lifesteal, and then was able to kill him.
Yeah.
It was like, and then somebody else popped in and was able to kill the Sylvanas that was on. But that was a clutch. That was the clutch play, because if I would have died right there, oh man, they could have come right in. You know, there was only me standing there. I was like, man, if I hadn't bought that, I kept thinking about that. If I hadn't bought that Aegis and popped it right there, and that's not really the reason I got it. I got it from. Who was it that was pushing in all the time and killing us so easily? I forget what the god was.
I don't remember.
But that wasn't the one who I was battling at that point, who I used it with. But worked.
Zeus is always pushing it in, but that's a different subject.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
He's electrifying.
Let's see. It was their Ao Kwang.
Ao Kwang.
Oh, yeah.
It was their Ao Kwang. Yes.
Oh yeah, I was cuckoo. Oh, see, they changed that on me. Screwed me up for life. I'll always think of him as Ao Kwang.
Same.
Oh well, things change. Move on. Speaking of change and moving on, I got we've kind of we missed last week because of streaming difficulties, and my main computer is now actually dead. So we're streaming off a laptop, and you might have noticed there's some still imagery going on because this laptop, for some reason, could not handle multiple cameras. Don't ask me.
Brent's just covering for me. I can't physically open my eyes, so that's all that's going on there. And Brent's just trying to be nice and cover for me.
You're welcome.
You should really go see a doctor about that.
Yeah, I know. But see, then I'd have to drive to get to the doctor, and no one wants that. So
anyway, so I guess I've now forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, so technical difficulties, fun, but we may talk about stuff that was like last week that we wanted to talk about last week, this week as well as this week. So forgive us if you see us going back and forth. But for my week, I got second place, I believe, behind Bitburner, and I got 50. I'm going down, and I've actually changed our Agnes Hot Topic to this discussion because I think it's actually a good discussion. about new gods and is it detrimental to the game, the fact that they actually push you to play new gods, like gods that maybe you don't want to play. Does that make sense? But we'll get to that later. Anyway, I got to 50, but I've been playing all these new gods that I've never played before because the clan system gives you bonus points for getting to level 1 and 2 and 3 and whatever. So trying to get those and then also trying to get a 1 in everything. I've really had a horrible couple weeks of playing Smite. Like I feel like I'm not playing that well, but then I'm like, well, these are gods that I haven't played. And even like I brought Loki out of the dustbin to play him to try to get him up to the next rank because he was close and he'd get a lot of points. And I just absolutely sucked with him. And like someone was like, after a game was just like, what was up with your Loki? And I was just like, screw you. Like, I feel like I just want to rage on everybody lately on the game because I feel like I'm just doing so horrible. So anyway, I'll get more into that during the hot topic if we get down there. But I also want to mention I did play a game with another Loki. It was a diamond Loki, and I'm like, okay, this team looks good. And we got trounced, and the Loki went 0 and 10, and he was a diamond. And I was like, that shouldn't happen, but it did.
Well... The one thing I will say on that, though, is I get called out sometimes on this with my Diamond Raw, is once I got Raw to Diamond, I hardly play him at all. And
that's
so now when I go out and play him, I don't always have the I'm a little I'm more than a little rusty with him as a result. So it could be a similar situation as that.
Yeah, that's very
especially
true.
when you're up at high level, you got a bunch of 10s that you don't play as often.
I just noticed we don't really have a news segment anymore. Like we have the patch notes.
Well, I guess we could make it part of what's cracking, but
yeah, I guess let's go ahead and do that. So in some news besides patch, I like this. I saw. This post that they made about these esports teams that were sharing an account, and they banned a few of them, or they suspended a few of them. And I think this is great to talk about and see what y'all think about this. At first, my thought was I didn't really understand why it was an issue, but then I thought, do they mean they were sharing for like actual matches to get them in tournaments? Or just sharing in general, like playing like we play?
To be honest, I tried looking up some details on that, and I haven't been able to find anything. It's 2 accounts and 5 players. They didn't really specify which players were sharing which accounts. The accounts aren't, like, it's not like they were swapping their own personal, normal, competitive play accounts. It was these like Smurf accounts that they were sharing for some reason. And I don't understand why it's an issue per se, but B, I also don't understand why would they bother doing it? And your theory is the first one I've even heard as to why they would bother trying this.
So get it in the league and say, oh, okay, we got this one in the league, we got this one in the league. Let's work these characters up, and whichever one does best, that's one we'll stick with.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Because if people are double teaming, that's a lot more time for that character to move up in rank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even realize that was like an issue, like to share an account, really, just because it's like really it's a free to play game, and it just seems like you're hurting yourself.
Yeah, but let's say you and I enter a character into league, and we play it all the way through league, and you get into the finals. They find out 2 people were playing on that account. Would you get disqualified?
Yes,
Yep.
I mean you definitely would in this, from what their rulings are saying. But yeah, I mean that's when I think it actually crosses a boundary. Is like because like one person may not be able to make a match like one weekend. And if you're having to do it every weekend up until, a certain amount of time, you might be like, well, the 3 of us will run the account and whoever can make it or is doing the best. Or But I do you think they should give out more details of like what this means? I mean, we can reach out to them and see if they'll let us know.
Yeah, so that people don't do it. They're clear on what's happening and what not to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes and no. I mean, I think obviously they were somehow exploiting the system for a competitive edge. Whether or not what exactly that competitive edge was, nobody's really saying. So I don't know if it's a situation where like it's still something that they haven't fixed yet, so that's why they're not really elaborating on it much, or maybe they just kind of want to shrug it under the rug and kind of forget the fact that it even happened.
But I mean, I'm thinking there has to be a real reason for this, and it comes down to the one player Mask of Cognitive. I mean, he's out for a year because this is his 5th rules violation. I mean, either the guy's a complete idiot or there's a real benefit to take that risk. I mean, this guy, he's going to get hung by his sponsors. These guys have sponsors. They have contracts, and he just completely screwed himself, screwed his team. Like, there's got to be a reason for it other than just giggles. But, yeah, they're not giving much in the way of answers. And the strange thing is there's 4 different teams involved and only 2 accounts. So they were swapping these accounts across teams. It wasn't just an internal team thing. 2 of the players are from the same team. So maybe those 2 were using the one account and the other 3 were using the other one. I'm not sure. They're not even giving that detail. They're just saying there's 2 accounts and 5 teams involved.
That's just weird. Like, why? Like, if you were...
that's the weird thing.
That's just, I see, I wasn't updated with any of that, so I was just like, I can't wrap my head around it at all. But I think the company, like, from the high-res perspective with accounts and stuff, it's like, there's only so much they could do with people, like, sharing accounts and stuff like that. But when it comes to League, I mean, we don't necessarily need to know all the details of what they were doing because, might not be beneficial for them to actually release that information. But at the same time, it's like we do need more ground rules set in what they accept and what they don't, especially when there's sponsorships and money involved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably one of the main reasons that they were hit with bans is that there is money involved and there are sponsorships. So something was being done that was giving these guys an edge, and it may have been leading to sponsorships or contracts. And maybe these guys are just going for the quick, easy money and then get out. But
yeah.
Well, imagine that team goes up against them in the finals and then nobody shows and they win.
Because the whole team is like
Because
3
them.
people,
Yeah, because it's them. It's really them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And someone posted on here, like, what's the point of sharing an account? And someone said they were both used in ranked, and I think Barack Obongo was in Masters. So I don't know, like, I still, I don't know if that really messes up the game. But it is breaking a rule, and I don't know.
That is the root of it.
I'm going to spend this week and really try to dig into this and see, like, really why would they even do it?
I think if they go up against any of their teams, they probably automatically forfeit it and give them the win.
Right. I mean, I think that's a good.
Oh,
a good assumption.
yeah.
It's a forfeit team, or a throw team that every time they play themselves, they throw it. That's all I can think of.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that makes
That could be
sense.
it.
That makes sense.
Would the
But why would
stats
they do
reflect
it on
that?
different? Why would it be different clans doing it? I mean, using the same account to do it.
Because they're all friends anyway.
Yeah. And hey, I'm playing right now, so can you log into that, see if we get matched against each other? Probably in that Masters rank, they
Right.
probably run into each other a lot. That's got to be a pretty small pool.
See, with
Right.
that-
Yeah. Log in and then throw the round, leave halfway through with that Smurf account.
Yeah.
And,
And
throw
maybe
the
that's
game.
why they're not saying why, because to me, that's even worse than just kind of breaking rules in the game and getting suspended. That to me
Yep.
should be like you'll never be able to play in our tournaments again.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's like, the guy from the Reds betting on his team, right? Like, that's straight up just shady.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, time will tell. It'll come out.
Time will tell. Also, we've got this.
Patch of the Pantheons.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. So we did have a patch. Medusa. How does everybody like Medusa so far?
Broken.
I like her.
Broken
She's
as
okay,
Bologna?
Hunter.
She is as broken as Bologna, and the reason why I know that is I can do okay with her. I cannot play any hunter in this game effectively, but I can play Medusa.
Yeah, in the right hand, she's pretty deadly.
I like how she plays. Like, her attacks and that, like, it fits my style, but I didn't like, too powerful.
Yeah, I think her some balancing, but I like the way her stuff works,
Yeah.
Her ult's pretty cool, actually, because you have to, now that and she's kind of gearing up to take her face thing off, you kind of turn your back to her so you don't get stunned,
I think they did a really great job in the art, too. I mean, I love just watching her. Like, she looks so cool, just slipping around.
And even things like leaving the statue behind, which is, I mean, there's a slim chance that is going to act as an obstacle, but I mean, 99% of that is pure aesthetics, but it is a neat feature, and getting to then crumble that statue, there's a strange degree of satisfaction in that, depending on how much that god has been pissing you off that match.
Valid
true.
point.
Yeah,
I've never done it. No, not at all.
If she ults you and stuns you, doesn't turn you to stone, and then does the her one that does the 3-round burst and then some poison, I mean, you're dead. There's you could be full health and it don't matter. You're dying. That stun is very, very long, and that
I think that's the issue right there, though, is she's incredibly bursty, and for a hunter that's okay, but then to give her that burst and give her an AOE stun plus damage ult. That's the issue there. Like, she can have one or the other. I don't think any god should have both. And that's really my issue with her, is that even if you turn your back, you're still slowed. You still take a ton of damage from it, and then now you're.
I don't think you should at all if you're not.
Yeah, then she can hit you with that slither. You're paralyzed from that, and she's got you. And there's really not a whole lot you can do to avoid that, other than, again, well, and maybe you can say that about the Kraken too. You just pop your Aegis, but I don't know. It seems too much on a hunter to have that, both that insane burstiness and that high basic attack combined with an AOE damage plus stun. Like, other hunters have that, in the sense of, like, Artemis has Tusky. But that's not an AOE. That's just, the one at a time.
Yeah, but what about Cupid?
Fair enough, but Cupid's not that bursty, not to that degree.
Yeah, no.
I mean, like, he's got a dash like she does, but it doesn't do damage. Hers does. So... I mean, don't get me wrong, Cupid, I hate Cupid. Good Cupid players own me on a regular basis, but... she really needs toned down, and the thing that bothers me is that was very clearly voiced by almost everyone with her in the test servers, and they did nothing, and they released her pretty much as is. They fixed that one bug with her triple shot, and that was about it. So broken.
Broken. Okay, so also clan system updates. We've had a week to play with them, and what do y'all think about them?
I like it. I really like it.
I think it would be cool if they had like a feature maybe on the Smite website or in game where you can, as the lead. I mean, I know you can post like messages to the chat or like sticky messages to the chat, but more like a board or a forum where the members of the clan could interact, and there wouldn't have to, you wouldn't have to set up an additional website or anything of that nature, or a subreddit. It would just all be in game, one spot for you to contact and communicate with everybody. I think that would put it just over the top and make it that much better.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Would it be expensive for them to host though?
I think what they would do is just add on the forums to the. I mean, that's the problem is you're talking about thousands of forums, which means you're going to have to probably have some kind of like a few forums that would just be in every forum, and then all of a sudden you've got a crap ton of data that a lot of people aren't using.
Yeah,
like
true.
Some people would use it, but a lot of people wouldn't. So I think they'll probably just let people make their own forums if they want them. I mean, even like WoW and stuff doesn't go that far. They give you,
if you
like
want
a
it, it can
page.
still be there. Like that's the thing. Like if you want to search for a website or want to search for a clan, it'll still be there, and it's not killing high-res funding towards the game.
Yeah.
A simple HTML wiki page would be kind of cool. Then you'd have like all your FAQ and stuff for your
Okay.
clan.
Yeah.
Or just
Well, we
a-
do
or
have
just
a
a
that's just
description
text.
where I think you can put in, some stuff. So you could have like a little fact maybe or something like that.
Well, I was just thinking maybe like on the home part for the clan, to the right of the name and the owner and the date and everything, just a spot where the clan owner could post a message for everybody to see, maybe, instead of it being in the oh so annoying bottom left chat section of the UI.
Right.
Hey, at least
Yeah.
it's not covering up things now.
It's true.
So Smite is made.
I loved on April 1st how they made the Reddit have this chat box that covered up things on the on the Reddit page and changed the interface to the interface of Smite.
So for people who haven't seen yet, the new clan system, they've changed it to where you can do open versus application versus invite only for entry into the clans. And now they've added in honor and levels to the clans and awards, which have they're all TBD to be decided. So we don't know what you'll get. We assume skins and other things like that. As you level up, you also get more space in your clan. So the more
We've got 20 slots
out here.
open.
Yeah, we're open invite, so you can join up. Just search for on Smite. They also have weekly quest, and right now their quest is to do 25 matches with 3 people in your guild, which sucks for small guilds.
Yeah, to win, and you got to win those matches. You don't just have to do them. I
All
think
right.
we're up to 4, are we not?
Yeah, I think we hit 4. So we
4 out of 25.
Oh my god! Like so,
But that's our problem is it's so
Yeah, this is a
rare that
little
we can
ways
get
to go.
3 people together.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then win. That's our second handicap, but
I wasn't
Oh,
going to
well.
say that one.
my bad. I guess I can do this instead.
I have a message for you. Gotta go fast. Yeah! We got mail. Let's take a look at Mercury's website. Let's go.
So that's always good. We've got a call-in, is what we got. So
All right, cool.
let's open up the sack and hear what Up Your Alley has to say.
I'm Charismax, and I think Smite Up Your Alley would be a good name for your show.
Oh, so that's not their name. That's the name they want to be the name of the show. Is Up Your Alley.
I don't mind that.
So,
No.
I'm not sure how it's in any way that name is any way Smite related though.
yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess the alleys of like if you're doing conquest. I guess those
Up
are
your
considered
lane, maybe.
Up your lane.
lanes. Yeah,
Up your lane.
No, up your lane.
up
No,
yours.
up your lane.
Up yours.
Up your lane.
Just change it to up yours. What does that have to do with Smite?
Up your Smite podcast.
That's what I say afterwards.
You're going to listen. Up yours.
No, we
Sunday,
just had
Sunday,
5 people
Sunday.
leave the clan. So, if you want to send us audio mail just like that, just go to speakpipe.com/onsmite, and you can leave us a little audio thing. And,
Tell us your personal theories about why those pros were doing account sharing.
Yeah.
Hey, that's
Put
a
on
good
your
one.
tinfoil hats and come up with some good ideas.
The best, if we get at least 5 call-ins, the best one voted by all 5 of us will get a skin.
Yep.
The same skin that Bitburner gets for being the thing.
The
Being
thing.
the clan honor leader.
Yes, that thing. Anyway, so let's move on to a new segment. Or actually, the segment has been repurposed into something better.
I propose a toast. I need a drink.
That is one of the most beautiful bumpers I've ever heard.
I know, right?
These bumpers were all created by Eric, too. Got to give him props. Mr.
Oh.
Fullerton. But Bacchus Bros, we used to do a drink for it, but we're not really doing that. So we're going to see what's in the brew, what we want to make in the game, right? So, what's in the brew here? Anybody have any ideas for the game? Did they
Arena
mention
leagues. Arena leagues. Did I
Yes.
mention arena leagues?
I
I'm
think
thinking arena leagues would be a
Rajon
good
wants
one.
some joust leagues.
I had a.
I mean, not all of us love Conquest. I'm much more a team fight environment player. I like 3v3 joust, arena, and assault, and I would like to see a better competitive scene in those, or at least an option for
Yeah.
it. Something competitive that's outside of Conquest. Because and now that I've dipped my toes into Conquest League, it's very frustrating because I'm finding that in a lot of ways I don't want to say I'm too good for non-league Conquest, but there's a disparity between my personal skill level with the gods and my understanding of the game meta.
Yep.
So a lot of the times where I end up in regular Conquest, I'll be outplaying my lane opponent, but I'm not doing the right things for the match. And there's a real disparity there, and I find it kind of frustrating. And obviously, if I just play a bunch of Conquest, I'll learn that. But I would rather focus my energy in a game mode that I find a lot more fun. And absolutely, for me, that's Arena. So,
Well, I think one thing that would help that too is like if any of us, since we're level 30 and we've been playing a while, step into a Conquest match, we're going to be hit with level 30s that have probably been playing Conquest for a long time.
Yep.
And it's just going to be a horrible game. I mean, not all the time. Sometimes it's fine, but it's probably going to be a little mismatched in the other team's favor. And I think if they redid the ranks for Conquest to not look at like your level, but actually looked at like how many times you've played Conquest versus the other people, that it may give you a little better matches. But I don't know if that would mess up the systems that that they already have in place. I was thinking some new clan features that we were talking about this earlier tonight, that a way to contact the clan leader. So if like there's a couple people in a guild or a clan that were just jerks that you're playing with, instead of just being like, send them a message, the clan leader, do you know these guys are, being all racist, in the chat or whatever. Because I know as a clan leader, I would like to know if someone's a douche in our clan so we can get them out of there and it doesn't disparage our name.
Especially with the open option now. Like,
Right.
you don't even have to invite people. So sometimes you don't know who's joining.
Yeah.
Right. And also, to go along with that, I'd like to see with the what do you call it? When you can watch the match after it's done, that thing.
Replay.
Yeah, if that there were replays for all matches, and that at least held for 10 days or something, unless you flag it to stay longer or something. But also with those, you could get like the chat logs with them.
Yeah.
So that you can see, if yes, these my clan members were being douchebags, and I'm sorry, Here's
Or
50
even
honor.
another approach I thought of that is if you just got, you don't even have to see the details, but if you got a report on how many times a person got reported in the week, how many times after a match they got reported for the various categories. What is it? Harassment, AFK, intentional feeding. So that again, you could at least judge that and that wouldn't have quite the data requirements.
Sounds like someone's been reporting a lot of people. Memorizing all the categories. Like, check that one.
I report somebody every match. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I do. But no, I'm wondering if, like, what Rajon's suggestion would be, like, too personal? Like too much information to give to somebody? Like, to have like, I wouldn't really want somebody to know if I've been going through matches being AFK. Like,
don't join a clan.
Yeah,
some of the other
MOBAs should know.
In some of the other MOBAs, they actually have a way to rate the player and to tell them, like, oh yeah, they lane good, they do these kinds of things good. So you can actually look at a stats at a person and see if they're a good laner or not, and it kind of can cause problems sometimes because they might pick a laner and you can see that this person doesn't know how to lane or whatever, and so everybody starts yelling at them, But it can help with people, because they want good reviews from people. They want to be known as a good laner. They want to be known as they want those good reviews. So
yeah, it was like we had that game tonight with that guy who, like, I was sitting there, I soloed 2 camps, and I was about to get to, the red for myself and finish soloing it. And this guy just walks up and, like, grabs it. And I was like, well, I kind of went off on him a little, probably harsher than I should have. But it was just like, he was like, so what? Like, why do I care? It doesn't matter to him because there's what can I do to him? Nothing.
We had a team of all physical waiting to lock in. One guy locks in that's physical because he really wanted that card. The guy's waiting still to pick. He hasn't picked. Picks it, auto locks in. It's physical. And I'm like, really, dude? Like, we're all sitting here physical, and you chose a physical, and now we're all have to scramble and figure out what we're going to be now because you don't care.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, just what do you do? Report me, complain. I don't care. So
yeah, I mean, I would love it where it was like, okay, these guys have a rating of basically douchebag, and I want to set my thing to auto not play with douchebags. Put me in douchebag or above.
Well, I think that would add a lot to the match ranking system that's already.
I don't care. I'll wait 10 minutes for a good matchup versus playing with some of these people.
I have no problem waiting for a matchup.
I also think that there's plenty of ways for marking bad players, but there's no real way to view them, like you said. I also see that there's no way to mark good players either, and obviously no way to view that as well. So I mean, I know they have the stats page on Hi-Res's Smite Game website where you can look at your own stats and your gods and your match ranking and your matches and everything else. But if there was almost like a way that people could maybe, I don't know, let's take a page from YouTube and thumbs up somebody, and then maybe have 5 reasons why this person was good, or they're a good healer, or they're a good jungler, or they're a good laner or a good soloer.
That's basically what some of the other MOBAs do.
Yeah, League of Legends
you can
has
see
this
that
great
on these
system.
people's stat pages.
League of Legends has this great system where basically at the end of a match, you can up to 3 people on your team, or maybe it's 2 or 3 people on your team. You can basically mark them as like,
star of the match,
team worker. Team works well. Works well with the team or something like that. And then like some other things. It wasn't strictly like great AD or something, but it was anyway. And if you got to a certain amount of those, number of those, you actually got like something like a frame or something, so people could see it like as you're loading up and know that you were a good team player. And I think that's like what you need is something like that, some incentive to be nice. Unfortunately,
pretty much.
But yeah, I think that'd be great. Instead of like today, I just noticed that they added in some of VGS stuff that's auto VGS, basically. Like when you get killed, they'll talk smack to you. And some of it's funny, but man, when you're already kind of on tilt and just kind of PO'd, kind of pisses me off too. And I'm just like, you don't need that in the game. Like that.
Yeah,
I think what that is,
you're just constantly
Brandt,
getting rocked, and somebody just keeps telling you, "You rock, you rock."
Yeah, it's like that, but it's like auto done by the other.
Right.
I think what that is, Brent, is they've got custom taunts between specific gods.
Yeah, that's exactly what they got.
And so you just ran into that for maybe the first time in this match tonight. But yeah, it's like I know, for instance,
well, there was
if I'm playing Ares,
that killed me. 2 different gods that killed me, and it was 1-on-1, and they both said something after I had died. Like it wasn't like just us face to face and a taunt happened. It was like after I died. It was like, and I wish I could remember what they were, but it was 2 different gods. So unless everybody hates on this god, I don't know.
There's a few though. Like I know, for instance, when I'm playing Ares, if I kill Odin, it's something like go back to Valhalla, old man, or something like that Ares says. Or conversely, if Bellana kills Ares, she spouts something like, "Who's the god of war now?" as she runs off.
But do we need that in the game?
No, I don't think we do.
I mean, to me, that's the same thing as like at the end of the game when people sit there and VEL. Like, it's just not needed. Be a good sport and move on to the next match.
Make them funny like the Neith Thor one. If Neith kills Thor, she says, "Call me." So yeah.
So I got an idea for a new god.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. There's a Greek god, Uranus. You might have heard of Uranus. Those planet
I've
named
heard
after
of Uranus.
But because he would have this unique ability because his son Camarbis bit off his genitals and spat out 3 deities. So I think that could be like a really cool ultimate.
Oh my god.
I love history.
All right.
Awesome. So that leads us on to another segment we like to call it.
We're just dropping that one and running.
Ogni's Hot Topic. The fire enlightens and the fire consumes!
Hey, we made it. We're here to the hot topic.
Yay!
So what I was thinking about was like, as I was sucking all week long with all these gods because I felt like I need to rank them up because there's the whole system there to rank crap up. And now the guild actually rewards you for ranking things up. Do you think it's detrimental to the game for people to be playing gods that they're not that good at just to rank up? Not because they want to learn a new god or they want to do a new god. They want to try out. It's really just because the mechanics of the game say, hey, you've got to go play this god.
I think anytime you're playing a god is good. You're learning that god a little bit more.
I absolutely. I learned so much on how to shut down other gods by sucking as them and getting shut down.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
You
in assault, and I've leveled her up in assault, and now like I'll choose her every once in a while because I kind of like her now, because I was forced to use her in assault so much that I had to get good at her, or I would just suck at assault.
I think it's been in the game for so long, like playing characters that you suck at just to get your 50, that it doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah, I don't think the clan honor's adding to that more than the little 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 badge does.
Yeah.
It makes it good though when I want to do my 10 to win and everybody's using their no level gods. They don't know.
Well, I mean, if it wasn't for that, like, I don't typically play hunters or warriors. I'm mostly mage or assassins or a guardian, actually. But I never would have played Cupid or Chalk or, Aphrodite, which is actually a mage. But I never would have played those gods if there wasn't some incentive to go play them. Right. And like, I actually like playing as Cupid and Aphrodite, and as much as everybody will tell you Chalk sucks, I like playing as Chalk. So it's
who says Chalk sucks?
Pretty much everybody in the ranked areas will tell you that Chalk is a worthless god.
For a while, he was like top ban.
Yeah.
They
must have nerfed him at some point where he just isn't as good as he used to be. But
because he's a force to be reckoned with. That check.
He's nasty in the solo lane.
I don't know. Lately, it's just like I'm down to the gods that like I could live with never playing ever.
Pretty much
ever.
I hate tier, dude. I'd never have to play tier. That's when I'm like, there's a couple gods when I'm in a song like, please don't give me this god. Like, please don't give me tier. That's like my number one I don't want. I play him, get the blink and push people back, but he's changed so much. He's had so many updates and stuff. I have no consistency with him. I don't know where. I don't play him enough to know where he's at, and he's changed so much. But I probably still think he acts like he does when they first made him.
But that's also like assault. I think is, I don't know. It's different to me than like conquest and arena because it's random for everyone, so everybody can get some crappy god that they've never played. But like in these other two modes, like if you're playing these gods that you don't want to play.
Yeah.
Like, it's even worse to me that, like, you don't know how to play a god, but you just don't want to play that god, but you feel like you need to because...
and that's funny you say that, because somebody... That happened the other day, and I thought it was odd. Somebody was, like, in arena, and they were playing this god, and they're like, I really don't know how to play this. I'm thinking, then why'd you pick it? It's arena, You could pick any god you want to. Why would you pick, like, the god you're worst at?
Because
I didn't
game
ask
dictates us to. That's what I'm saying. That's my whole point. Is the game is pushing us to play these gods that we don't want to play.
They actually end up doing pretty well by the end of the round. They actually got with the rhythm of that god and
see. And I think that's the critical point. Is it's painful. I mean, I'm mastery 64. I pounce on every new god that comes in and get that level 1 mastery. Sometimes I cheat it by doing it in the match of the day, but sometimes I do it legit. But I think that getting to that max mastery rank has done far more for my general skill as a Smite player than getting Diamond Aries. It's given me a lot of understanding of how the various gods work that I never would have had otherwise. And I never would have tried a god like Odin or Chalk that I find I do very well with now if I hadn't played that mandatory 7 matches or 8 matches, whatever it takes to get your 50 worshippers, and then go back through my stats and look at my win history. And I mean, I'm playing Odin now because I noticed when I was mastering him, my win history was like 6-1. Like, geez, maybe I better look at this god. That doesn't always stack up in the long run, but it certainly has with Odin and for me. And I never would have. I'd still just be playing Ares and only Ares.
Right.
I think it's good.
I think it's always been an aspect that we've been forced to deal with no matter what since the time you make an account, so it's turned into good. But, I mean, I can get why high-res would probably want to push it because, I mean, it makes people, okay, maybe I should try something else. I need my 50s, or my mastery of all of them, so maybe they buy more gods.
Yeah, get
right?
the God pack.
Yeah, and buy more
Yeah.
skins.
Yeah. That would be another aspect I think that they would probably want to push.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, okay, maybe a stupid topic, but
No, it's
I
good.
don't think it was a stupid topic.
No, it's a good thing to reflect on. Because, like, not too many people would really realize that. Or be like that.
no, that was Sneaky Pete walking in. Just telling us it was a bad topic. So, if you want us to talk about something, let us know. Speakpipe.com/onsmite. Oh, what's next? What do you want to do next? So we got
Lightning round?
Loki's Lurkings. Was that just I wasn't sure about the note if that was an actual thing we should talk about.
Yeah, apparently they did an April Fool's joke and said they were going to start adding Celtic gods, and they were going to add Morrigan, but apparently that was just an April Fool's joke. It made me sad face.
Oh.
Mind a Celtic god. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, I know, right? That's why I got all excited about it. And they were going to
Well,
add
actually
in.
Kind of cool.
They were
Whole new
going
pantheon?
to supposedly add in a new
Come
Celtic
river dance
pantheon
on
as
them
well.
and shit.
The river dance
The ult
god.
is the river dance.
Imagine an ult that made Stonehenge come up.
Yeah, it's tone. Bunch of people, skeleton, dead people come out doing, the river dance, and they trample you.
I'd totally be up for that.
It's a great ult. That's almost as good as the Uranus ult.
Oh man! You never told us what the ult was, did you?
Yeah, it was.
Cutting off the ball sack or something?
It wasn't cut off, dude. It wasn't
Bite
cut
off.
off. It was
even
bitten
worse.
off by his son.
By his
And then
son.
when he spat it out, it created 3 deities that basically turned around and killed him.
Why 3? He had 3
Killed his
nuts?
son, basically.
Apparently the guy had 3 balls. I don't know.
Crazy. It's crazy. 3 balls. Okay. Great show. Here we go.
Chronos Rewind. Let's go.
So today, Chronos Rewind. This is your newbie tips. We can go down here. I just want to make sure people realize that Aphrodite can heal without doing damage. So you don't have to be doing damage with your doves. I've seen so many people just holding their heal, and you're like, come on, heal me. And then they wait till minions come up. I know it's nice to get the damage too, but you can heal without it. So please do.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah, I had some people tell me that too, because I was turning away and doing it a separate direction from anybody, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Healing." They're like, "That doesn't work that way." Like,
It's not lifesteal, it's a heal.
Yeah,
It doesn't need to do damage.
Yeah. So Joe, what's your tip? What's your newbie tip?
Find the combo for the god you're playing, because every god has, their abilities. If you put them in a specific combo, it maximizes the damage that god does. So finding that combo is almost critical to having any kind of success with any god you play. So
I find eating cheese combos helps too.
cheese combos are cheese.
Okay. Pizza combos. No.
Oh, I think we're talking block cheese. I was like, I'm really confused. No, my tip would actually be when you first start playing, play at least one of each of the characters that are at least free to play. And that way you can kind of figure out where you want to go. Right? Because I tried Guardian, I used to play a lot of Ymir, and now I don't touch him at all. Because I'm a big fan of the minion kill part of Arena. So Ymir is not a good character for me. But I only found that out after I started playing Cuckoo Con. And now I'm addicted to building stacks. I will be going to rehab soon. Yes, I will.
Should get you a shirt that says "I'm building stacks."
I'm like,
and it'll have a book of Toth on it.
She's the IHOP of Smite.
That's a great idea, actually. Buy
Be right
that.
back. I need to open up Photoshop now.
Yeah, right.
Rajon?
My tip is take the time to read the passive for your god. Every time I see someone with no Ares mastery and they build them without a single aura item, I weep. And with Ares, that's not even that critical. But with some gods, like your entire set is based on it. Like you get Rama, and if you don't understand how those light arrows work, you're gonna do terrible with Rama. And if you don't take the time to read that, you're not going to know how to play that god properly. So just take the 10 seconds to read that while you're reading what the abilities do.
Example of that, for a long old time, I didn't know that the rabbit could go back to base.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that would be one that would get people.
And get you items. I had no idea. I had no idea that that's what it was for. And I was reading something on one of the sites or something. I'm like, wait, what?
And
I play, arena is really what I would be using it in, and I just never thought of it.
Yeah, and in arena it doesn't matter so much, but in conquest that is a huge advantage to be able to buy without going back. That is a huge advantage.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I think that's one of the big things you need to. I think it's a great tip. Yeah, you definitely need to read the passes.
Yep.
All right, my newbie tips. One is don't chase freaking kills. I don't care if they're just a sliver. Don't chase it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You just bought time. Them going back, you're going to get more gold. That gold is more important than chasing it and dying, because you're going to die. They're going to come out, or somebody's going to come out of the base or somewhere and gank you. You're going to die. Just let them go. And you'll notice that from a good player, from new players, you go and make a new account, go in there and watch how they play. They're all just chasing each other all the way into the base, almost. Just going ham on each other. And then you watch how more pro players play. They'll stop halfway out. They won't go past that point, even if the god's like really, really low. They have to know that they can secure that kill, and about 90% of the time, they won't chase it. A good player won't chase it because it's not worth it. They know that the gold that they can get while they're going back is a lot more valuable.
Yeah.
The other newbie tip is AMC's. He uses these little bee pods that he puts down, right, which are like the beehives. And these beehives have a radius that you can see when you bring up your number 3, that you can put down the honey on the ground. Now, a lot of people think that you have to put that honey within that radius and to get the bees on it. And that is not true. Only a little tiny bit of it has to be touching that radius. And you can make an arm that comes up off of it and stretches out way out past that radius. And the bees, as long as any of that honey is touching that that radius, it'll apply the bees, and the bees will go all the way down that stretch of honey. And so you can really stretch out where the honey and the bees are applied without them getting knocked out all the time. You can put them way back behind you and still start at your feet, and splash out honey way out.
That's great.
Yeah, I never really thought of that.
I did not know that.
I never thought of putting the beehive behind you.
I hate that amusing
and then hang out on the ring, on the edge of the ring, so that you can take like a little arm and swing it out, just having that's where your start point is, just hit the edge so that it applies the bees there. And even though somebody's hits your beehive and knocks it down, the bees are still around it, actually. Okay, so even though that they hit your beehive, if you still put honey on the ground right away, the bees are still around there, and it'll still infect that that honey.
Now you're just making shit up.
No, it's actually true. There's like a 1 second delay in the bees being taken away after you've knocked down the hive. Think about it. If you went and knocked down a if you went and knocked down a beehive, the bees don't just fly away right away. They fall down the ground, they get mad, and they kind of stay there for a second. And that's the same thing that happens when you hit one of those kind of things. There's a kind of a little event that happens.
Good to know.
That I did not know.
Good to know. Also, did you know that Thor's hammer, if you throw it and then hit it again, you teleport to where the hammer is? Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many people don't know that.
Yeah.
It's a fun one.
That's like the first one you figure out, and you're like, yeah, this is awesome.
It goes through walls, too.
And you really start, Transcendence. That's something to talk about for newbies. Transcendences are figuring out which abilities go through walls or obstacles, like Sylvanus's pull, where he can pull people. The other day, I was pulling people through walls, on the other side of walls, and bringing them on the other side of the wall, away from the person on the other side, and it's a little disoriented for them. But that's a great example of a transcendent ability. So you're not like trying to shoot through a wall, and wasting your ability.
Right. No, I think that's great. Try to get one of those in each show for a newbie tip. So we probably talk all night long about all of the ones that there are, right?
Yeah.
In the game.
Let's we need to make a PDF book and sell it online.
So yeah, that's been talking probably over about an hour. Hit a bunch of stuff. Anybody have anything to mention before we call it
Uranus, new god?
Arena League.
God, make it happen.
Come join our clan. There's only 20 spots left, which are going fast. We were at 9, and then all suddenly we were at 20, like in no time. So
soon to be 30 though, because when we hit clan level 4, we get another 10.
Ooh.
That's right. Another 10, another 20.
I think we go up to we get 50 at the next clan level, so that'll leave us 30 slots.
Sweet. So if you want to leave any messages or anything, you know by now where to do it. That's at speakpipe.com/onsmite. I'm Brent Copeland. You can follow me on Twitter. That's at Brent Copeland. The shows will be up on YouTube, and that's at Brent Copeland there as well. Where can they find everybody else? We can just go clockwise again.
Okay, well, Rangkaran, so it's RAGNCHARRAN. That's my Twitter. That's my YouTube.
I don't have much. I'm just on Twitter. Not even anything to do with Alice. I am at Mother Madeline. That's about it. I'm not too active, but I'm here. And I enjoy being here.
And Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Beam, Hitbox, Smite, and Minecraft, and JC Green with the 3. That's me.
I'm Bitburner.
Does Batman just show up?
All you gotta do is just Google Bitburner and you'll find everything.
Oh, look at me. I'm Bitburner. I'm on Google.
I have the Bitburner.com, Bitburner on Twitter, Bitburner on everything.
And contrary to what Google suggests, I am not an Indian cricket player.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a Canadian cricket player.
Ayo.
He plays with crickets, if you know what I mean.
Oh, and there are 3 balls that turn into people.
It's a penis joke.
Or something.
They ain't rubbing their legs together.
Oh. So, anyway.
Goodbye, everybody.
That's another night of On Smite. We'll see you next week. Bye. Everybody wave. How many people are waving to a camera that doesn't work? No
I'm
one.
not saying
just me.
nothing.